But once you get over that, you just start asking yourself, can road tyres get any better than this?
Now, I'm going to bring up some specs on these particular tyres as I go along, but I just want to quickly mention two things before we get going. The first thing is I'm specifically reviewing the tubeless ready versions. This is what I have been running. Now, I think this is going to be a question maybe for a future vlog, because I do very much think that the tubeless ready are a very different tyre to the standard Clincher tyres. The other thing you need to know is, well, I really liked the original High Road tyres, but these are lighter, faster, and have more puncture protection. So things are looking pretty good. I want to start this review in a place that I really think every tyre review should start. How easy are they to mount onto the rim? If we're going to give a score out of 10 for this, these are a 13. These are literally the easiest tyres I have ever mounted onto a rim and then sealed subsequently using my Ghetto system. And I don't know, that may seem insignificant to some of you, but I honestly think that is one of the major criterias of a tyre. What is the worst tyre? What is the worst tyre you've ever had to try and mount on a rim? Well, I can tell you, this will not be on that list, guys. This was easily the easiest tyre I've ever mounted, and I don't have muscles, so that's saying something.
So out here on the road, what does all that mean? Well, the most obvious thing is this tread pattern, or lack of. For someone like myself who hasn't ridden anything like that for a long time, I think probably back to the Michelins, which didn't end well. It's quite strange looking down and just seeing like naked, smooth tread pattern. But once you get over that, you just start asking yourself, can road tyres get any better than this?
The metrics on these tyres are kind of crazy. So we're looking at the moment at a reduced rolling resistance of around 12%, MAXXIS claim. Couple that with around a 37 gram reduction on the previous model. Now, I must say at the time of recording this, I haven't seen any independent rolling resistance data on that, specifically on the Bicycling Rolling Resistance webpage. If that does change, or if anyone has seen anything independent on that, please do pop that in the comments and I'll make sure it is highlighted.
So the actual feel out here is really interesting. So I remember with the original High Roads, you'd have this sort of supple feel on them for the first 500, 600 Ks, and then they'd almost like harden up, bed in a bit. What I found with these is they've just stayed really supple. You really feel cornering, like grip in the cornering is just extraordinary.
Obviously, I'm at pains to use a Strava segment as any kind of wind tunnel testing or anything like that, but I need to give you my experience on these. I have a hill down south. I've done a vlog actually in the past on it where I did some hill repeats on it. And then that specific vlog, I was holding a wattage around 340, 350 watts up that particular hill. And the time I was doing up that hill was around sort of 9 minutes. Fast forward that to me doing a very similar wattage on these tyres very recently, and I was almost 30 seconds faster. Take that with a grain of salt, but there was no other change on my bike other than the tyres.
Biggest thing I've been blown away with was the performance in the wet. You guys know I don't ride much in the wet, so I wasn't expecting great things when I did that Letap cancelled edition. But my God, they were amazing. I was descending properly on those roads and they were fine. How good would it be if I started talking about puncture protection? I just got this explosive puncture. If there was only one issue is probably not the right word, but thing we did notice with the standard High Roads is the sidewalls could blow out. You could get a puncture there. We had a couple which you could plug to get home, but it was kind of the end of the tyre. MAXXIS have claimed that their sidewalls on these are 15% more robust. Does that mean they're going to last 15% longer? Does it mean it's going to resist a 15% tougher nail? No, the fact that they've actually identified that and improved it, and my experience so far, absolutely superb in that area.
So at the beginning of this vlog, I made the comment that I don't think we can be reviewing a tubeless ready wheel with just a standard clincher anymore. And I think these tires are a perfect example of that. And it specifically really comes down to how it affects the ride feel and how it affects the puncture protection. Because the reality is that I'm running 60 PSI on these with a very similar rolling resistance to what these can achieve at a much higher pressure. Now, obviously that's going to change the ride feel of the tire itself. And it's also going to massively affect the puncture protection because I'm putting a lot less stress simply on the rubber. The reason I say that around this tire is because I've seen reviews on these tires and I've seen that they're saying 1500 Ks is about as good as you're going to get. Well, I'm 3,000 in here. Well, not on this particular set because they're new, but the 3,000 on my current ones. And sure, they're starting to show some signs of wear, but it's not 1,500.
Like anytime I see something like tested by the pros or that kind of stuff, I'm like, great. So I've got a team car behind me following to change my wheel when I flat. I think with these tires, it's just gonna boil down how they wear because performance-wise, they are an advantage. I'm terrified to give these to Jesse and do those Acuna sessions with him and we can do some testing there, but like...
And look, I'm not going to sit in front of you again and preach the tubeless thing to you because I was the biggest skeptic and now I'm the biggest convert. So whatever, you can keep running your tubes if you want, just I'll enjoy my tubeless ready life. But I do want to say that if you are looking at reviews, please do separate the tubeless tire from the clincher tire. If you want me to do something specifically different, like GCN does that every second day, you don't need me to do that.
So I haven't been the only one riding these wheels so far. Miles has been running them, Sam Hill ran them at the Wagga Handicap, both of them did. Oh geez, Miles did a great, anyway, get off the track. So yeah, we're all riding 25s. Now, okay, I'm gonna interrupt this well manicured vlog with a bit of a rant. 28mm tires on road bikes are a myth. Guys, what are you doing? No. 25s are all you need. Perfect width. I'd even be tempted to run 23s. Shh. You don't need a big friggin' pillar. Look, if you live in Dublin, you know, it's the middle of winter, you're riding the Wicklow, actually, it's the middle of summer, doesn't really matter. You're riding around the Wicklow Mountains, yeah, I get it. Those of us not living in downpour zones, yeah, 25s, guys, 25s, come on. I'd certainly argue the tires, just tires in general, are a massively underrated component when it comes to your bike build. I mean, at the end of the day, they're the only thing that's actually in contact with the road. It's also the component that 70% of people have issues with flat tires and ruining their rides. So don't undervalue just how important a good set of tires is.
Now, price-wise, look, the things with tires, you may have seen this, but it changes so dramatically from region to region, from country to country, from distributor to distributor. But the reality is these tires do sit at the top end of the market. They sit around the GP5000s, they sit around Pirelli's top editions, and they sit around Michelin's top editions. They're a premium tire, they're a premium race tire.
You guys know the way I've sort of approached product stuff in the last 12 to 18 months has very much been experience-based. I have not spoken to you about a lot of products that I've used, and that's not because I haven't liked them. It's just like, I find a lot of this product vlog stuff is just noise. So I've really tried to keep product vlogs special for products that I think they're sort of moving things forward a little bit.
I'll obviously put some links below to where you can get them. And I also want to put another really important link down below. KWT Imports. Now I want to give them a massive, massive shout out. And the reason is this. They were unable to get these tires this year. Okay, they got them for us to race on. They're not able to sell them. There's no advantage in them being able to do this. They got them because they wanted to make sure that we were able to race on these tyres. Thank God these tyres are good, so I can sit in front of you and tell you that they are good. So I'm going to put that KWT link down below. Head over there. They're a great bunch of guys from up around the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Get around them, get around their products. And if you want to hold off on buying these for like 6 months, then they'll have stock. I would very much love if you hit the big like button on this video and shared it on. It really helps the team out. It massively helps the team out. I can't stress that enough. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you for a not very productive review coming up sometime soon. I don't know what's wrong with me. They smell really nice. It's weird. Sorry.